Welcome to the Vue Message component tutorial. Using the Syncfusion Vue Message component, you can display information with different severity types and predefined styles. In this video, I will show you how to create a Vue application and add the Vue Message component to it. I will show you a few of its basic features like changing variants, showing or hiding severity and close icons, customization, and templates. I will start with the application creation process. I'm going to create a Vue application using the Vue v command. Make sure you have installed the latest version of Vue in Node.js. To create a project in Vue, I open Visual Studio Code and type the command npm create v at latest. I provide the app name, my Vue app. Next, I choose Vue as the framework and JavaScript as the variant. The Vue project has been created. I navigate to the newly created Vue app and install the required dependencies using the npm install command. Now the application is configured with the default settings of a Vue project. To add the Syncfusion Vue Message component, I install the Syncfusion Vue notifications package using the command npm install. At Syncfusion /ej2 Vue notifications --save. This command will install the Vue notifications package along with its dependencies. Once the installation is completed, the application is ready to use. The first thing I must do here is register the trial license key to use the Syncfusion components. I open the main.js file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. To see how to generate the license key, refer to the link in the description below. The application is now configured to use Syncfusion Vue components. To start using the Vue message, I open the app Vue page and remove the default code snippets. Then I import the message component from the Syncfusion Vue notifications package. To apply styles to the message component, I add CSS references by importing the material theme. In this example, I'm going to display the message when the age entered in the input element is not between 18 and 60. First, I add a division element with the class container. This class will add the necessary CSS styles to align the input element and message component. Next, I add the label enter your age. Then I add one more division element with a class input div. Within it, I add an input tag with the vModel directive and assign it to a variable named age. This directive establishes a connection between the input element and the age variable. Then I add the input event with an event handler, input change. This event will be triggered when the value is changed in the input element. Inside the script tag, I initialize the variable age using the ref attribute. To access the ref, I import it from Vue. Then I define the input change event handler. To access the visibility of the message component, I declare a Boolean variable as visible. To this variable, I assign a Boolean value, checking if the age is less than 18 or greater than 60. Now I will display a message based on this age condition. For that, I add the message component by adding the EJS message tag. Then I define the variable content and set an appropriate message content. I assign this content variable to the content property of the message. I need to display this message when the specified age is not entered. So I set the visible property to the isVisible variable. Inside the style tag, I define the predefined class message and set the width to 300 pixels. This class will be added to the message component by default. I also add a few CSS styles like margin left and margin top for better alignment. I save the changes and run the application using the npm run dev command. Check now, a message is displayed when the age entered is not between 18 and 60. Next, I will show you the other features of the message component in the same example. First, I will show you the variants. The available variants are filled, outlined, and text. The default variant is text. To change the content appearance to filled, I include the variant property and set the message variant to filled. You can see the filled message variant. The severity is differentiated using a text color and a dark background color. Next, change the variant to outlined. See, the severity is differentiated using a text color and a border without a background. Let's see the different severity types: normal, info, success, warning, and error. To show a warning, set the severity property and the message severity to a warning. Check now, severity has changed from the default normal type to a warning. There is also an option to customize the alignment of the content displayed in the message. By default, the content is aligned to the left. You can change it to center or right by setting the appropriate CSS classes. I set the CSS class property to eContent Center. Check now, the content is at the center. Next, let's see how to show or hide icons. By default, the severity icon is displayed. I can hide the severity icon by disabling the show icon property, and show the close icon by enabling the show close icon property. Check now, the severity icon is hidden and the close icon is shown. Finally, I will show you how to customize the message component using templates. You can customize the message by adding an icon, image, or buttons, and changing the content alignment and appearance. Here I am going to include a dismiss button to close the message. To do that, I install the Syncfusion Vue Buttons package using the command npm install @syncfusion/ej2vuebuttons --save. Then I import the button component from the Syncfusion Vue Buttons package. To include the dismiss button inside the message, I define a template with the vslot directive and name it content template. Within it, I add the message content using the paragraph tag. Then I add the button by adding ej's button tag. I set the button content to dismiss. To close the message when this dismiss button is clicked, I define the onClick event with an appropriate event handler. I then assign this template to the content property of the message. To access the message component dynamically on a button click, I create an instance for the message component using the ref attribute. Then I initialize the component instance. I define the click event handler. And within it, I set the visibility of the message component to false using the component instance. As I have added the dismiss button to close the message, I remove the show close icon property. You can see the message component is rendered with the template content, and when I click the dismiss button, the message disappears. In this video, I have shown you how to add the Syncfusion Vue Message component to a Vue application. You have also seen some of its basic features like changing the variant, showing or hiding the severity and close icons. I have also shown how to customize the message component using templates. To see a working example of this, download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also provided a link to check if you qualify for a free license key to use our Vue products through our community license. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.